Hi there, Luke here. Recording should be simple, right? Grab your guitar, plug it into the computer, and you're golden. However, many of you, if you're watching this video, probably found it's not that simple. Don't worry, I'm here to enlighten you all and show you how to get perfect guitar stems every time. The basics. So, there's 3 different scenarios with which we might want to record a guitar on our own at home. It could be solo guitar, a song you're working on, you want to build up some instrumentals, but you want to put the guitar down first. 2, in the context of a band. This could be, for example, a backing track, or you want to do some live recording with a friend in your studio, or even a whole band. Either way, it's the same. We're going to need 3 things to be able to record the guitar. First, the audio interface. This converts the analog signal into digital for the computer. Some headphones to listen to what we're playing. A DAW, like this one, or this one, or this one, or this one. As long as it has the ability to record audio, it should be good. In search of the perfect stem. Let's look at 3 different stems. Too quiet stem. It falls below 24. So our ideal one is between -24 and 12. Oh, it's very quiet. Okay, you'll say, look, I could turn it up. It's fine. So in here we've introduced some noise. So what we need to do is not record too quiet. What about too loud? What's the problem there? Let's look up this waveform. Well, let's listen first of all. Use our ears. Damn. So it's playing so well, but ruined. This take was ruined because of too much gain. And we can see these clips here. Same logic as the quiet one. If I turn the volume down, so we still have these clipping here. So when you clip and the input when you're recording and it clips, there's nothing you can do about it. And lastly, this one is just right. So the Goldilocks of the stems. Again, we can follow the numbers on the left. We can see -12, -9, and there's a big peak there. -9, -12. So you notice the shape of the guitar. So actually, it's about the style of guitar you're playing as well is going to affect this. But generally, when you play a chord or a note on the guitar, you will hit it with your plectrum or your finger, and this creates a tack, which is the peak of the signal, and then it will trail off like. So, if you have good stems, it's going to make it easier for you if you're mixing it later, or for whoever will be using the stem later on in the production process. So with that being said, let's see how to get good stems. Let's go. Tune your guitar. The perfect level. Play the loudest part of the guitar part you wish to record and turn it up until it goes red. And then turn it down until it stops being red. Wait, the guitar sounds awful. And there's a slight delay. Yeah, well, there's 2 things we need to do. First of all, let's worry about a guitar tone. Doesn't sound very inspiring. So let's put so but still, I don't know if you can't hear it probably, but if I hold my guitar up, there is a slight delay. So what we have to look at latency. So this is where we have to go to options. And find audio setup in your DAW, where it says should be audio device, and here you have the block size. So you can see it shows you in milliseconds equal latency. So basically, less than 10 milliseconds is good. More than 10 milliseconds, you're going to hear a slight delay. Also, about latency, if you notice in my rack here, notice here, I just have a tuner and an amp sim, and this is the Ampere, this stock plugin basically. Stock plugins generally are optimized for the DAWs. They don't use so much processing power. We can see it's only using like 9% of the CPU. For example, like one of my favorite sounding ones, Pliny. We can see that's 30% already. Yeah, so I'm going to turn on the pre-count, and the metronome. Pre-count's going to give me the count to 4 to go in, so I'm not trying to press record at the same time. And the metronome is going to keep it in time so that I can use it, so I can easily put other instruments on top of it or whatever. Armed with my trusty guitar, we're going to try and record. So let's put on the pre-count and metronome. I got myself my sound. It's not bad, but I'm not recording with these effects or this sound. This is just on the channel that I'm recording into, so I can turn it off afterwards. Like I say, I've chosen these because they have very little latency. Look, no latency. So, 3 different takes I did. Rather than keep stopping and starting, keep the energy going. Take 1. Nice. I messed up. Quite as good as the other one, the ending, but take 3. And then. So now the end, your inner musician, like me, will tell you, just do another 20 takes until you get it perfect. Wait. Ideally, I would make a comp. If you want to find out how to do that, you should subscribe and press notifications, because the next video is going to be about how I'm going to make, how you make the perfect take from your imperfect takes. Don't take 30 takes of your guitar part, because firstly, you get bored after take 5 or 6. Secondly, you'll lose feeling after a while playing the same thing over and over again without any musical context. And thirdly, if you're really not happy with any of the takes, you probably should go and work on the guitar part a bit until you are playing it comfortably. Good recording obviously starts with good playing. Maybe you have trouble with the click track. If you're not used to playing with a click track, I recommend obviously practicing with a metronome, as any musician would. But a good alternative, a shaker or a tambourine, playing in the BPM of the song that you want to record, to give you for your internal rhythm to fix to. It's going to be much easier to use afterwards. If you're going to be sending the stems to be mixed, or if it's someone else is organising the project and you're just recording a guitar part for it, now ask, well, surely they can fix the level and make it good. Anyone doing a job can only spend a fixed amount of time doing that job, unless it's their passion project, obviously. A lot of times a bad stem can create problems in the mix later on, which might not even be apparent when you listen to the stem. So an example was a friend gave me a bunch of different stems. He wrote this great song, loads of different instruments. He got to record lots of different people. He went round with a Zoom recorder. It's great, check it out here. It's a great song idea. It was about 13 different instruments, trombones, trumpets, guitars, bass. We did a choir in my room, 4-person choir doing backing vocals. So it was quite a cool, exciting project. However, he went with his Zoom recorder and zero knowledge of recording, bless him. But he gave me a whole bunch of stems, completely different levels. Some were recorded really loud, some were really quiet, some of the distance from the microphone was different, and they were recorded in very different environments. Some of them were even recorded outside. So yeah, I spent a long time just getting them to sit together in terms of volume and feeling, which meant when I went to mix it, a lot of the stuff which I would normally do in a mix I couldn't do because I had to spend so much time fixing the stems. And that's all. So have a great recording session. Be kind, subscribe, let me know in the comments if this has been useful for you and what kind of content you would like to see in the studio next time.